Ms. Clifford, has pledge of allegiance.
Let's bow your heads. Heavenly Father, please watch over us, watch over our James Island people. Give us the knowledge to move in the direction that is your direction. Keep us safe when we depart from this meeting. Allow us to come back and serve you. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. White, would you please give us the Freedom of Information Act report and call roll?
Freedom of Information Act. In compliance with the Freedom of Information Act, notice of this meeting and its agenda were provided to all news media and persons requesting notification. Commissioner Clifford,
Here.
Commissioner Laughlin,
Here.
Commissioner Platt,
Here.
Commissioner Poston.
Yes, thank you. On the agenda is the viewing the received applications for the relatively soon to be vacant district administrative position. Mr. Laughlin, do you have, I understand that one application was received, is that?
I have none of them, they're all with Human Resources.
Would you read it to us, please? This one, and did you review it?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, I mean, just to see them in order properly formatted.
I logged them, the first one was hand delivered, and the second one was mailed, and there's one that was mailed that isn't here.
I'm sorry, the last,
There's one that was mailed that isn't here.
up here,
No, did not come in the mail this morning.
but you know for a fact it has been mailed
Yes,
by the deadline.
yes.
Wow.
But we have 3 applicants.
So, that should be witnessed. So, would you like to sit over here and
I can
see if that's okay to see?
Yeah, let Ms. Krasinski or Mr. Wise guide you in the way we're supposed to be doing it, because there's a process.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll refer to your guidance and please,
I think it's just simply if you'll open them up and read out the name, record the
okay,
name,
and enter it here.
enter it there, and then have somebody witness that that's what was received.
This is sort of a rare occasion, that's why I'm not intimately familiar with the process.
Well, I've never seen it or heard it done this way.
Would you like a,
Oh, thank you. Well, I want to be fair about this and be transparent as Ms. Wood, you see a problem?
Usually, she would open them, check them. Isn't that right? Other job applications, you don't look at any job applications.
No, I didn't say that. I was instructed not to open them, to keep them sealed,
Well,
and,
you've worked at other places, what's the process?
I've never, recruited my own boss, so I can't tell you.
Well, I've never seen it done this
Normally,
way.
it's normally an executive.
I've actually asked other people when I saw it, they're going, what's the sealed
Yeah.
thing?
Yes, I felt such a sense of position, and I may be incorrect if I just sensed that I thought that for such a sense of position would be well to have an opening in a public meeting. You know,
this is not actually a job application, this is a contract that's going to be signed between the PSB and whoever gets selected for the position. So it's my understanding this is being treated as a contract rather than an application.
Usually for this type of job, you don't do it like this, you ask for resumes, and we read their resumes, and if we like something, then we send out a more detailed job application. And then we have the contract. but I think it's important to see a person's resume, where they can highlight what they do and what they've done. Just filling out a form doesn't tell you what a person has done. But maybe we should act, if we get something right, we can ask for what.
Commissioner will be on this committee.
Well, no, but I think the tradition of the commission is for committee meetings that any city commissioner has a prerogative to speak and recognize and have recognized them. They don't vote, of course, but I would allow them to speak and indeed a staff member to speak, and any one of the audience especially, our student firefighters.
Mr. Chairman, you have been very gracious at your previous administrative meetings allowing us to speak, and I try not to, but I just want to point out, I found this whole process very unusual.
Yeah, well, thank you for your input. Well, anyhow,
Commission
we're
Chair.
here, and it was announced we're going to open them, so I
Committee
will
Chair,
open these as witness and then welcome in.
I have a comment, as you're opening, you don't have to stop your process. Two things, I work for a living, and making today's meeting at 10 a.m. is caused a great hardship for me. And when I got elected, I didn't even know that they paid us. We make, I think it's $8,000 to be here. And I appreciate that, but $8,000 is not gonna feed my family and take care of me. And I had to tell my work that I couldn't be there to train a new employee because I had to be here because of my duties to my island. And in the future, I would really like it if we could have the meetings at about 6 p.m. because I don't wanna be on an unemployment line.
Yes, well, your point's well taken, Mr. Clifford, and I think there's some discussion, and call Mr. Lockin to tell Cliff again why we thought this was.
Well, there have been several instances where there have been comments about everything not being open and forthcoming, and Mr. Black and I were the only two who could really be available as the committee to be sitting here, and we just wanted to make sure that there was no one who could say that we did not follow the rules and the policies and procedures of the PSD.
Okay, well, I can't make 10 a.m. meetings ever, Monday through Friday. And my other comment regards item number 4. Usually when you have an if, there's a then. If then commands is how computers are based and such. If there are no acceptable applications, space, to evaluate and recommend options to the commission, should be a comment, to be activated to advance the process. What's the then? There's a lead-in, and then there's not a, and if there aren't any, then our next step's gonna be this. It's
To
an open.
evaluate and recommend options to the commission, the options that need to be activated to advance the process. If we don't feel that what we're receiving is acceptable, then what are the next steps? Right now, this is just local advertising, newspaper advertising, such as that. We talked about using a executive search committee, company in the past. So these are the kind of things that we would need to consider going forward.
So we're on the ground floor of this. Okay, I just wanna make that clear.
And I'll just say another word about time in committee meetings. It's always been my preference as well to time them in with the regular meeting. And I trust this will be an exception. And again, it's a rare occasion. I will commit that if my tenure as chair of this committee, it comes up that you remind me
Yes, sir.
of your personal professional responsibilities and should take that consideration.
Thank you, Commissioner.
As part of the comment of what number 4 actually is, remember in the ad that we specified they need to be sent in by United States Postal Service, not as hand delivered, not as emailed, not as so on like that. The first one, I think the one that Mr. Platt is opening right now was hand delivered.
Yeah, because it does not have a return address on it or anything, or a
So,
stamp.
do we have application in, this is just my own view. If they bring an application in and it specifies in the notice that it should be United States Postal Service, is this meeting what we established, or is this telling us somebody can't follow the rules that we've established?
Well, case in point, we are waiting on a mysteriously other mailed-in application. It's in the mail, but it's not here.
If it's
And the
posted-
way that the United States Post Office Service has been working, and thanks to the advances of technology, I dare say whoever hand-delivered it didn't want to take a chance on it getting eaten in the feeder. And I don't know who it is, but, or they're so serious about it, they want to say, here, and you can't tell me that you didn't receive my application.
Yeah, I think Commissioner Fisher's point is well taken. I know on the log that, for the one that's hand-delivered, that the date was not specified
It's stamped on the front of the
on the
application.
front.
On the, once you open it
Pull
up,
the,
see,
pull the form out.
right
Oh,
next to the upper
okay, it
right.
is, very well. Received August 13th, and the deadline was when?
Friday, 23rd.
Okay, so what received? I think that's just a technicality, and I would be
You're running the show.
very reluctant to.
So who stamped the sealed document received August 13th?
I
Document
stamped it, I received it on the 13th, I put it in an envelope to keep it confidential.
Okay, so they did not give you, when they delivered, there was no envelope?
No, they just came in and handed it to the
Okay.
front desk.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious how
Yeah.
that came to be.
Yeah.
And I'll commend the resources for the prudent in the deed, putting an envelope like this and keeping it appropriate. Okay, well, the first application opened is from William Francis Gold, looks like G-O-A-D. So, there's the 26.
26.
Just the long.
an ordinance in Francis Road. Qualified applicant, yes or no? If we just determine whether or not it's a signed application and received.
Do we have set things that we look for in this application, or this notice?
I can, you want me to go get the job
I'm
description?
going over the top of my head now, but it's a master's degree in,
Discuss.
8 years of experience in the state government.
well, I don't know, that's what I'm saying.
We do it in executive search, you could do it, this is just saying we received it, everybody knows we got it, I think you should have these in
Yes,
executive session or something.
Why, yes.
And the copies will be for the,
They can be given to the committee if you want. And then you meet back quietly and talk about the new business fairness of those.
Because it's kind of like the RFQs, whenever we sent those out, we got information ahead of time, we could review it. And so now we're gonna be working off of, I guess, because of issues of confidentiality, working off of one copy, passing around the paper, I guess. Or else just look at it and see if there's any errors or.
either that, or we can do, everybody gets a copy, looks at it, and then hands it back in.
Well, since there's only 3, and there's only 3 of us that are on the committee here to review it, in this circumstance, let's just leave it the way it is, and,
Each one of us look at it for a few
yep,
minutes.
take a look at it for a few minutes, try to get a feel and acknowledge that it's been received. And yes, having the checklist of what the requirements are to balance against the actual application, I think would be helpful
For the next time we meet. Or
for the next time that we meet, or I guess I'll have to
or-
just
or
pull up on my
when- or
phone and
when we
read back
talk
and
about
forth.
it, when we talk about it amongst the committee members.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you'll pass that to
Yes, I asked the
Commissioner
secretary.
Clifford, I'll get it
Okay.
to meet her when she finishes. Is that acceptable?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Platt,
Good.
I would recommend that you not say the person's name. These job searches are confidential, And this guy might be working somewhere else, and he might not want his boss knowing if he's looking for a job.
Hmm.
So, I would say, just say, I've got somebody here, and just do what she said, pass them
Very
around,
well.
but don't
Okay.
mention their name, okay? Thank you.
Dunny,
Does that sound?
now, get that envelope to go with it, so that we'll keep them together.
Very well. I don't think that's personal, the applicant's name on it, so that's not a bad idea. It has a second application. Received funding resources on August 22nd, opened
Mr. Platt,
August 26th.
Mr. Platt,
I'll write Becker's name in. Second.
we have a non-committee member who's looking over the shoulder of the committee member.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you mind if I look?
Oh, no, after Commissioner Clifford, once you passed it on, Mr. Wolfson.
But she's not on the committee, Mr. Platt.
Again, I don't, just as any commissioner speak, I don't see this as a top secret, confidential, yes, but not top secret. And I've always been a big exponent of transparency, and while I respect many of your views on things, you and I do not see eye to eye on the matter of transparency, Mr. Laughlin.
Okay.
Second one. Should I pass it this way?
Yeah, and then we'll just flip.
Thank you. Put my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing. Did you say that we had a third applicant,
And
and it was mailed so that it would meet the time? What kind of time frame do we want to give the post office to make the delivery?
go ahead.
Look, the ad said as long as it was postmarked by the 23rd,
Right. So,
and the ad was
that
in
last Friday, so.
Atlanta, Greenville, Charlotte, Myrtle Beach, Columbia, and Charleston. And in Greenville and Charleston, it was in, the paper up to 6 times.
So the week, I mean, if you want to figure a week to get it from
The snail
Greenville to
mail.
here?
Exactly.
I mean, so by this Friday, is that an acceptable time frame?
I would think that would be acceptable.
Give them a week. In my day job, there are times that I get letters from the Department of Motor Vehicles that say they're dated August 13th, gives the client 2 weeks to get their license straight. They actually receive it like 4 and 5 days before they're supposed to enroll in a federal program, or not federal, state, local program for their counseling. And if they don't, then they go under suspension, and then they have to pay $100 to be reinstated. So it's not uncommon for things to get there late. So either somebody didn't stick it in the box, or I didn't even get mail Saturday. So I don't know, I wish our United States Postal Service ran the way it was intended, but that is not the deal now because of free enterprise and other avenues that are a lot quicker to get things transported. Email, fax, by hand. It's just a changing of the times, I guess.
So, from your point of view, is a week acceptable?
Yes,
And let me do a me culpa to this. Let me back quarterbacking, making what with the closing date, the deadline being the 23rd to schedule the opening, just 3 days later might have been too soon. So we'll keep this in mind for the future.
Well, it was over a weekend, so
Thank you.
had a couple extra delivery days in there.
I think that when you two discussed and gave me direction to place the ad in the paper, you wanted to open whatever came in today so that you could give the full commission a report of what the status was.
That is absolutely true, and please don't take my call, it's any reflection on you.
No, I just want to make sure everyone was aware of the
Yeah, I think
thought
it's just,
process.
move ahead, I guess with a number of things in recent years, there's been delays that some felt were not reasonable, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to move ahead with this, but again, we should have factored in more time for delivery. Just hypothetically, we thought a week would be reasonable for delivery, but what if something were seriously delayed in the mail and came 2 weeks after? I don't know, what do you do?
I don't think you'll be so far along in the process that you wouldn't still be able to consider that person if they're qualified. I would assume that someone that was qualified would have sent in a cover letter, their CV, the application, and their resume. That's what I would expect of a professional applying for this position to do.
So the two that we've been presented with today, they don't have cover letters with them. And I'm just curious, when the PSD has mailings, do y'all use, just stamps, or do you have a, do you have like a thing that does the postage?
We have a postage machine.
Okay, so then, that's like, cause that's the way we do it, I was just curious, I just didn't know if
As
y'all
far as
use.
receiving the mail, I think it's stamped, hand stamped.
Okay, but when y'all have outgoing, do y'all use stamps that you buy from a post office, or do you
Yeah.
have a scooper that goes?
You have to put it through the meter.
Okay, I'm just checking, thank you.
One of those pretty red ink stamps.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Well, this person was kind enough to include the document that we requested earlier, so that's a non-issue now.
It's a question too, that's occurred to me, in the context of Ms. Watkins pointing out confidentiality, and Mr. Boosie also pointing out the corporate commissioner applicant's name. What would we do at the regular meeting? We just indicate X number of applicants rather than identifying people.
You mean for tonight, then we could say that we had 2 applicants in hand, and one that supposedly has mailed it, and we're waiting until this Friday for delivery.
Sure.
And they will give them more information for next week.
I'm just curious, so how did the person who sent it in call? Hi, I'm Joe Schmo, I'm submitting my application for this position via US mail, I just hope y'all get it, did they call?
No, I submitted my application.
Okay, I was just curious, thank you.
Well, after I've had a chance to review these,
I have a
discuss
copy
whether we
of
want
it
to
if you want.
just consider those. We can do that. As far as item number 4 on the agenda, I have to wait until it's received and I guess schedule another administrative committee immediately prior to our regular meeting, of course, or at least in the evening.
That would be great, because I'm beginning to get the feeling that we're gonna be in the same boat we were when we were receiving the RFQs. And we reviewed the whopping one or two that came in, and we said, you know what, let's do an extension of time, let's try to get some more in here. And so then we got maybe one or two more, and then we finally could make a move. So I'm more concerned with the second half of number 4, if there are no acceptable applications, because, yeah, I know we're at the ground level floor, and we're not making a decision right now, but, so to the commission to be activated to advance the process. So what, whoever came up with that phrase, what are you trying to say? To be activated to advance the process. Are you saying what's the next step after this?
Kind of, sort of, I
Okay,
mean,
because I think-
either that or
Maybe an increase in the
we
time is
use
going
an
to.
executive search company, or do we, change to different, modes
Modes
of
of-
local advertisement?
Of receiving applications.
You remember, we didn't, with the attorneys, we didn't put it into the trade, thing.
Right, to something that they would see. And I'm sure with the number of years that you've had working with the PSD and such, you're aware of good groups that we can advertise through too, right?
He's president of one of them.
I know that.
So we've got some other options
Did
rather
you see,
than
did you
just.
see the second applicant already?
Yeah.
And did you see the second applicant, sir?
I don't think
No,
I've seen either one of them yet.
Uh, Just so, okay, basically, the position was advertised in several newspapers,
6.
6 newspapers, all in the state,
Atlanta, Charlotte,
including Atlanta and
Myrtle
Charlotte.
Beach, Columbia, Charleston, and Greenville.
And assumably so, that's also in their,
It's on Monster
Online too?
and
Okay.
Career Builder. Now, I didn't get any, we didn't get any resumes via email to HR at JIPSD, which I expected to get that, even though it said to mail at USPS, but we didn't get any of those. The one walk-in and the other one in the mail, that's all we got. I would suggest that if we don't have any applications by Friday, we cut it off and you guys move forward with an executives. And I think that the one that David McNair recommended would be a good route, because that's a local person.
For the executive search company.
Does anyone else have any thoughts on that? I have my own, but what's on the executive search?
I think we shouldn't cut it off. I think we should keep it up until we find somebody we really like. And,
No, she was saying cut it off as far as local advertisements and go on to the next step of the search program.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant cut off the job search, sorry.
so, and how much did the newspapers charge to publicize
It's
the?
$8,500 for all of the ads.
See, and that's, and there again, here we go back to technology. I don't know if you heard me say earlier, but a friend of mine died. You know how much it costs to publish your obituary in the newspaper? Almost $1,000.
Well, we got a really good deal from.
No, I'm just saying, that's because of that technology, because people don't walk out to their doorstep and pick up their newspaper anymore. They pull it up on their phone or whatever. But for them to make it into print, like the online, the funeral homes will do it no charge. The newspaper company, they're out there making.
Well, that's what she
But
was
they don't
saying.
have the
It
online
went
search.
into
Well, I mean, it
Career
was
Builder.
$2,500 just for the
Yes,
Sunday
yes.
paper in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mhm.
then, Charlotte was less. Greenville gave us a really good deal. They had a special going on, and actually it was 8 times it was in their paper. And I asked our rep from the Post and Courier, you know, what were the best days, and he said that the best days were Wednesday and Sunday. So those are the days that we picked for it to be in the Greenville paper. And because when it was first posted online, it did not have an address or anything, the News and Courier gave us an additional third day of ad in the local paper.
Because they skipped putting a crucial piece of information,
Right.
such as where
Yeah.
to mail it.
Well, first of all, Monster wasn't even up on the day that, you know, it was supposed to be posted that Wednesday, so, I made sure that they were on Career Builder, and they were on Monster, and they were on Indeed, because once it's on Career Builder and Monster, Indeed, and ZipRecruiter pick it up, so I made sure that it was on all of those, websites.
Okay, and then did they send you any type of letter of engagement saying we're gonna advertise through your thing and y'all are gonna pay us this, you know, kinda like a contract when you do a business transaction? Did they send you any confirmation?
It was just an email confirming back and forth what exactly I wanted.
Could you please have those printed?
Sure.
Thank you.
I have them in a folder in my office if you'd like me to go get them.
Now, we'll just,
You know, there may be some interest, and certainly I would be interested in seeing the text or the actual ads, if those could be lawful commission tonight.
I did have them send the ads that were in the paper, so I can get you that.
thank you.
And,
The tear sheets they call them.
don't have to make a lot of copies, just I'm gonna pass it around. And I'll always share thoughts about the possibility of executive search company, but before I do, I'd like to invite Mr. Wise to share his thoughts with us. I would imagine that, you know, when you actually retire, you'd like to have a sense that the commission is in good hands as far as the top staff position. You have thoughts, especially for using a professional searching committee or not. You give your thoughts and then I'll give mine.
I always think that's a good idea.
You do or do not?
Do.
You do.
It takes it out of the hands of the individuals that are trying to make a decision in the process, whether they accept this or remove this or whatever. And they'll come in and they'll present, probably talk to you. It's expensive, but you know, they've vetted it and gone through the whole process. I think most,
Well, I have a personal bias against those procedures, feeling that, I think the vacancy has been, I feel, adequately and widely advertised, and, you know, apparently we've gotten 3 responses. These people are highly motivated. That means a lot to me, motivation, and probably these others, you know, I have no way of knowing, but I can just imagine that some people out there in Charlotte or Atlanta or read the Atlanta Constitution Journal thinking, well, you know, this might be good, but because it doesn't come from XYZ headhunter company, I'm not gonna bother with it. And those search companies, I think they are profit motivated, and they want to fill a position, and I have to wonder if always they have the best interest of the employing organization part as opposed to their own interest. You know, it would be embarrassing them to say if they can find anyone after an dishwasher. They were paid maybe a retainer fee up front. Is that how that works with them? I
it's
don't know.
normally once they
Y'all know?
recommend get hired, right?
Yeah, once they find, so normally a recruiter, whether it's an executive recruiter or whatever, they charge a certain percentage of the base pay. They're paid once they've found the person. Any executive recruiter that's worth their salt is going to guarantee the applicant for at least 6 months. And, they are going to, if they don't get applications, they are going to go out and find people for you.
Yeah, well, specifically, if the employing organization does not hire anyone from their list, is there any charge to the employing organization?
They don't get paid until we get a person,
So even, they're not paid anything?
until
and
they get us a
afterwards,
person.
they're not reimbursed for postage or anything like that?
No fee unless you correct.
Right.
Well,
Sort of like a
that's,
lawyer.
Even so, I would have hoped that we could have, found someone,
Well, Jim, but I looked over this thing, and I think our qualifications or what we're looking for is too stringent. I disagree about the one thing I really disagree is the applicant must live on James Island. Many of our employees don't. Why are we making a manager do it? Our fire chief doesn't. I know a lot of employees that don't live on James Island. James Island is getting priced out. New homes are very expensive here. And, there might be somebody living in West Ashley or Mount Pleasant interested in the job, but they don't wanna move here. They're happy in Mount Pleasant
Take
or
their kids out of school.
North Charleston. I just find that one too hard. Also, I don't understand why we require this, NIMS qualifications for our director. That is for,
That one is easy to answer.
okay,
National Incident Management System is a new since 2001, federal program. Those classes, if you look them up, are certifying the person who's doing it as far as being emergency respondent capable, as far as leadership capable, as far as working with federal programs. And you're not gonna find any organization that has to do with any kind of emergency response, which is what we have as part of our program here, who does not require that.
and what does our administrator exactly do in an emergency around here?
He's in charge all the way up to the outcome where the chief takes over and the actual operations. He's
I
in
mean, you
charge of-
don't manage the citizens of this island?
No.
You don't
because-
manage the
but-
citizens of the
but
county?
A good example.
This is for mayors and county
good ex-
leaders,
a
not for
good
PSDs.
That's where you're wrong. A good example of the NIMS requirement right now is that Mr. Wise was directing Walter and his crew as far as doing pickups.
That's after the emergency.
Exactly, as far as doing all the pickup. And the mayor interceded and got in the middle of that and ended up having to have the county come in and stop the interaction. So the mayor of the town tried to override what Mr. Wise was directing as far as cleanup of the island. And Mr. Wise is the one who's responsible for the cleanup of the island. You cannot have two bosses doing something like that, and that's exactly why the NIMS program was established. It is a federally designated program so that you have a set hierarchy at all given times in response to emergency. Am I wrong on what I'm saying, guys? Okay.
First of all, he doesn't direct the citizens.
He is
This is
directing
not
the
for
response
little
service.
organizations like this. This is for bigger organizations that take care of the
Commissioner Wilson,
citizens.
This is for anybody who receives federal money, anybody who receives state money, and anybody who has an interaction with federal programs. You're not gonna get any kind of federal money, you're not gonna get any kind of state money if you don't follow those rules and regulations. Those have to be followed.
I see some merit in that position.
All right, how about the MBA? Do we really need an MBA? Does
Yes.
Mr. Wise have an MBA?
No, I was hired based on 24 years of service before I was.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
MBAs cost a lot of money, I can tell you
you
that.
know, In any case, the requirement for an MBA, was that,
Who added that?
was that in the advertisement, for example? It wasn't
It was,
advertisement.
and 8 years is
Uh-huh.
state or
Yeah.
local.
I would think, Commissioner, well, if you have a problem with that, you should have enunciated a long time ago, before we formulated the ad.
I was never seen or given a copy of this before y'all started advertising it. Here it is. I was just
In most
handed.
instances, it's a MBA or appropriate,
Training?
job experience.
But then, does it say that?
It doesn't, but most position descriptions say any amount of education and experience to do the position.
In lieu of.
And
I would think,
anyone that was interested in that job and didn't have an MBA, I would imagine would have applied anyway, if they had years of experience, but maybe
I would
wrong.
like to see that more to just a bachelor's degree in appropriate fields.
I disagree strongly, as regards to the residence requirement. I think that's extremely desirable, especially the administrative, to live within the area that is served. Again, we can just agree to disagree on that, and, if necessary, for the full commission, but I would support that requirement very strongly.
But
I would like, I would like
all
to.
employees, but not just-
I would like to see it extended even to top staff positions, not that every associate, but certainly the department heads. Aside from the pragmatic considerations of emergencies and the administrator and the fire chief being accessible to get to the headquarters, I think there's something psychological about it too, if particularly administrator, if he doesn't take enough out of the community, to live among the community, that I think sends a negative signal. So again, I feel strongly about that, I know you feel strongly about it too. So let's move along here. I think essentially we've done everything we can do at this point, and I would entertain a motion, or I guess I could make a motion. Go ahead.
Before we do that, one question. Tonight is the general meeting, and we're gonna give them an update. It says what, we have 2 applicants, and a potential third one waiting on the mail, and that's as far as we're gonna go.
Well, that sounds like a good way of doing it, and after the third application received, scheduling administrative committee meeting in the evening, perhaps prior to the next regular meeting, even though that's a month off, but
Before we leave, should we recommend that she contacts a headhunter
and am I
and
making a
get some
report of it
prices or get some information for us?
without making a commitment, of course?
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
Just
that's,
check out headhunters and
yeah, that's
make a
that's fine.
suggestion and give us prices and.
How many would you like me to contact? Because I think I gave you a list back in February, like 6 or 8.
Okay, I have no problem with getting the information and see what's available.
Suggestion,
Yes, that's fine.
since this is the professional here, I think we ought to leave it to her to decide how many search organizations should be contacted. One might be sufficient, or might need to have 5. But she's a professional, she knows the people, she knows the industry. She
Well,
should
we
be
don't
able to-
overdo it, y'all come with three, that,
So
Like
far,
a whole
3 or any
eternity,
future
three,
ones
is
that
that
we
okay with
receive,
y'all?
we're not deadlocking at 3 applicants. I mean, if we get anything between here and Friday, I don't want it to be, oh, we're just waiting on a 3rd application. We're not, we're waiting on anybody to come and
we're not.
before
And
Friday.
as far as Lisa giving the information tonight, that these are 3 recruiting
That are on-
organizations that you could consider something.
Right, right.
I leave
This
it
is
at
the
that.
executive search committee, 3,
Right.
Anything else? If not.
I make a
well,
motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'm sorry, we have to vote, okay. Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we need a roll call? Oh my goodness. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Clifford?
Yes.
Commissioner Laughlin?
Yes.
Commissioner Platt?
Yes,
Commissioner Poston?
the ayes have it, we're adjourned.
Don't forget, I think